Hey there, John Cummins, CMY Byte. Just talking about white cells now. So when I see a full blood count, I look at the red cells, the white cells and the platelets. And generally speaking, if you've got 2 cell lines out of the 3 that are abnormal, so low platelets, low hemoglobin, low platelets, low white cells, high this, low that is much more of a concern for me than, generally speaking, an isolated problem, typically in the white cells alone. So what is really commonly found is you've got a very isolated neutropenia or an isolated lymphopenia where the lymphocytes are down. And generally speaking, if they're only down, say up to 25% below normal, and particularly if it's a constant finding from previous full blood counts, I really wouldn't be too fussed about it. It's probably that they have a mild antibody directed towards the white cells, the neutrophils or platelets, and you just see it very commonly in normal healthy people. Yes, you can look for things like HIV, drug reactions, B12 deficiency, things like that. There are screening things you can look for, but in clinical practice it's really common to get a mild neutropenia, mild lymphopenia, which you tend to ignore. Now, the other way though, if it's a mildly high neutrophil count chronically, I wouldn't ignore that. That may reflect underlying chronic inflammation / stress, often smoking being a cause. A mild increase in lymphocytes that's persistent could be an early CLL. I'd be wary of an increase in monocytes, particularly if it's persistent, because that can certainly be indicative of an underlying tumour, and there's various tumours that do that. The last one pretty much would be mild eosinophilia, so if the eosinophils are up a bit. Look, if it's very low grade, 20% above normal, I tend to ignore it. Commonly occurs in allergies, asthma, dermatitis, eczema, could be gut parasites, certainly in the third world countries. But if it's really quite high, like twice normal, you can get rare hypereosinophilic syndromes that do need some investigation. So, hopefully this helps. Is, in summary, isolated, mildly depressed neutrophils or lymphocytes, ignore. Increase monocytes, do it again, and it could be just isolated like a viral illness, but if it's persistently high, it needs some investigation. Quite an increase in eosinophils needs investigation. Minor increase, maybe plus 20-25%. Chronic, particularly with a history of asthma, something I would ignore. And a chronically high neutrophil or lymphocyte count, I wouldn't ignore either. Hope that helps, and look forward to seeing you soon, and stay safe and stay well.